If your last fundraising email didn't raise much money, I'm willing to bet the problem isn't your cause. It's your copy. Most nonprofits write careful, polite, packed with information about the mission, or worse, they let AI write it and end up with something sounding like everybody else, generic, safe, and forgettable. Donors scroll past it without even knowing why. And when that keeps happening, you don't just lose money, you lose confidence. You start wondering if fundraising is getting harder or if you're just not good at it. In 30 years in the sector, I've tested hundreds of fundraising email campaigns for nonprofits, and I can tell you this: a few sentences can make or break the whole thing. The right words don't just raise money, they change how donors see themselves in your story. So today, I'm giving you 10 fundraising writing secrets most nonprofits never use, including a couple near the end that even seasoned pros miss. By the time we're done, you'll know exactly how to write messages that get open, read, and acted on. Let's start with one of the most important ones. Your email is won or lost in the first sentence. Most fundraising emails fails because the opener is invisible. Something like, "Dear friend, I hope this email finds you well." That's not a hook. Your first line has one job: stop the scroll. Something like, "One in three kids in our community went to bed hungry last night. Now they're paying attention." So here's the rule. If your first sentence could be applied to any nonprofit email, it's too safe. And safe writing doesn't raise money. The next mistake is making yourself the hero. So most nonprofit emails sound like this: "We did this, we launched that, our program helped 50 families." That feels informative, but it doesn't move anyone. Donors don't give to watch you succeed, they give to feel like they mattered. So flip that frame. You made this possible. Because of you, 50 families had food on the table. Your generosity created this. Same facts, different spotlight. When the donor sees themselves in the outcomes, giving feels more natural. When they don't, it feels optional. And there's a subtle way most nonprofits undo this without realizing it, and I'll show you what I mean in a minute. So next is where most nonprofits get nervous. They say, "We need your support," or "Please consider making a gift." And that's polite, but it gives donors permission to wait. And when people wait, they forget. Urgency isn't about pressure, it's about clarity. So give by midnight to have your gift matched, or "Only 24 hours left to fund this program," or "We need 17 more donations by Friday." Now there's a reason to act today. So without urgency, even generous people postpone. And postponed generosity rarely turns into donations. Next is show, don't tell. Most nonprofit writing explains impact. So your gift is going to help families, your support changes lives, and that sounds nice, but it's vague, and vague doesn't move people. Donors don't feel statistics, they feel stories. So instead of saying "your gift helps families," say something like this: "Your gift puts food on the table for a mom who hasn't seen a full fridge in months." Now they can see it. They can picture the kitchen, the empty shelf, the relief. That's the difference. When people can see it, they can feel it. And when they can feel it, they give. So next is simplify the ask. And this is where good emails quietly fall apart. You tell a powerful story, you build emotion, and then you ask for everything: donate, share, follow up, read the report, buy a ticket, sign up for a newsletter. One email, 15 asks. When everything feels important, then nothing feels urgent. So your donor should never wonder what to do next. One message, one action. The moment you add 5 options, you dilute the decision and confuse the donor. So next, use active language. Weak fundraising copy sounds cautious. So funds will be used to support programming. Assistance will provide to families. Our team is working towards a solution. Nothing in that sentence moves. Active language creates motion. So your gift feeds a family tonight. We opened the shelter doors today. Volunteers delivered meals within hours. So feel the difference? Active verbs make things happen in the reader's mind. Passive verbs feel like a report, and then donors don't fund reports, they fund action. The faster your sentences move, the faster decisions happen. So next, focus on outcomes, not activities. Most nonprofit emails describe what they do. So we run programs, we offer services, we provide support. That explains your work, but it doesn't show the result. Donors don't give to fund activities, they give to change something. So instead of saying "We operate a shelter," say "Last night, 42 women slept somewhere safe instead of in their cars." That's an outcome. Activity tells me you're busy. Outcomes show me that you're effective. And effectiveness builds trust. And when donors can see the change their gift creates, giving feels meaningful. Next is use the PS. Most nonprofits forget this completely or they treat it like an afterthought. But here's the truth. The PS is one of the most read parts of your email. If someone skims, and there's lots of skimmers out there, then they at least read the PS. So don't waste it. Your PS should reinstate the urgency of your ask. So PS, your gift will be matched until midnight. Or PS, we only need 12 more donors by Friday. Short, clear, action focused. So think of this as your second chance to convert the skimmer. And if you don't include one, you're leaving easy money on the table. And speaking of skimmers, next, fix your formatting. No one reads a wall of text. If your email looks heavy, dense, or intimidating, it won't matter how good the story is. People won't even start it. Big paragraphs feel like work. Short paragraphs feel like a conversation. So write like this, 1 or 2 sentences at a time. White space is not wasted space. White space makes your message easier to enter. And while you're here, keep it simple. No dividers, no bold mini headlines, no fancy formatting tricks. If it looks like a report or a blog post, then it's going to feel like one. Fundraising emails should feel like a personal note, not a newsletter. Easy to read means easy to respond. Now, end with gratitude, not because it's polite, but because it reinforces identity. Most nonprofits close with maybe logistics, a reminder, a link, another stat, but your last line is your final emotional impression. So instead of ending on pressure, end on appreciation. Thank you for being someone who shows up. Thank you for caring about families in our community. Thank you for being part of this. Gratitude reminds donors who they are. And when people feel seen and appreciated, they give again. So your last sentence should leave them feeling valued, not squeezed. That's how you build loyalty, not just donations. Now, if this feels familiar and you're realizing your writing might be holding your fundraising back, this is exactly the kind of work we do inside my program. We don't just tweak emails, we build full funding systems around focus campaigns. So you're not guessing, you're building predictable revenue, and you're not doing it alone. And before we go, the next video is very important because knowing these writing secrets is one thing, but putting them together into a funding request letter that actually converts is another. So in the next video, I'll walk you through how to structure a fundraising letter from start to finish so it flows, builds emotion, and leads naturally to the ask. So if your appeal has ever felt scattered or underwhelming, you're going to want to watch this up next. And if this helped you, make sure you're subscribed. I show practical fundraising strategy every single week, and it's designed specifically for small nonprofits like yours. And I'd love to hear from you too. Which of these writing mistakes do you see the most in your own emails? Drop a comment. I read everyone. So thank you so much, and I'll see you next week.